What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. Q3 numbers were officially announced, so I want to talk about what that is and some expectations on what investors can expect. Outside of that, I just want to talk generally why SoFi is a good buying opportunity right now. But before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. So live ticker is going at the very bottom of the screen. As you can see, currently down 1.2%, 5.8 million for volume, 979,000 shares being purchased by institutions just today alone. So in reality, I think today's a very big day. In case you missed the post, November the 1st, 2022, 8 a.m. Eastern time. So Q3 numbers are officially locked in and ready for distribution to us as investors. So a couple of takeaways from this. So this time last year, I believe our earnings was around November the 10th, give or take. So a couple takeaways. A, they announced the actual earnings, which is a very big deal. And B, they moved it up. So that definitely is a very good sign. No company ever moves up their earnings unless they have good results. So that's also something for us as investors to kind of take away immediately without knowing any of the finite details. Of course, when it comes down to it though, in case a lot of you haven't actually listened or participated in previous earnings, there's several different things that a lot of people are going to be watching for: earnings per share, revenue, and future guidance. And within future guidance, they do talk on more specific stats such as customer retention and overall just deposits and kind of product increases. So right now, SoFi is on a very good growth aspect, both on consumers' standpoints, so getting customers in the door, and also through product increases. So we're definitely hitting a lot of check marks on growth and things like that. So I really think this is going to be a very big deal going forward. So let me know your thoughts on that. I'm going to go over some finite details in a bit, but looking right here, I just wanted to show you this. So in reality, one aspect why they could have moved up their actual earnings over last year on a comparison basis is because of midterm elections. And just showing this chart, this is a 1-year annual return based on post midterm elections. So in reality, 10 out of 10 times over the last 70 years, give or take, since 1950, on after midterm elections, after that's gone through, the stock market goes through a very big rally. So once again, you could get into SoFi because of their upcoming earnings, which in reality, everything is pointing to it being home run, as the last couple have been. Not only that though, you could be getting in because of the stats around midterm elections. So in reality, like I said, post midterm elections, this is where the market just goes on a massive rally. Even technically in 78 and 82, when there was possible a recession as well during that time period. So still, I think in reality, this is a very big deal. Looking at the live action for all of the call options, a lot more calls are being purchased. So all of this is live data, even it shows one single actual option being done. But there is still, as you can see right here, 68.29% today is all the call volume. So clearly a lot of individuals are either hedging their bets or just buying long-term calls. So I think right now that could be seen as a very big deal. I do just want to quickly pop back over and show you some specific stats. So like I said, when it comes down to earnings, there are several different things that people look for. Earnings per share. And so like I've always stressed in the last couple of videos, and technically for the longest time with SoFi, when you're investing in SoFi, you should be investing in the long term. That is where the big money is going to be made. More so, even on the forecast coming from analysts, it is expected in Q4 2023 to actually be profitable. And once any company becomes profitable, their growth just goes completely up. So let me know your thoughts on that. Like I always say though, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. These videos are for entertainment purposes only. So when it comes to it, earnings per share is going to be very exciting. There has been a lot of news during Q3, so in reality that might have caused us to have a little bit higher earnings per share, but clearly based on the growth is definitely going to be down. And as you can see, it does look like the average estimate of analysts, which there was 10 that did give us ratings, it does look like our estimated earnings per share is going to be negative 10 cents. But still, clearly even looking at the previous ones, we are always beating our expectations on earnings per share based on the analyst expectations, I should say. And outside of that, revenue is something that you always want to look at. And like I said, just generally looking at the actual analysts, on their expectations and estimates, our revenue is just going to go up over and over every quarter. So that definitely, even just takeaway, is a very big deal. So even more so, looking on a comparison basis on any of the previous earnings, as far as our revenue, we are always above the analyst expectations. So definitely let me know your thoughts on that. This is why in reality we have one of the amazing companies out there, a diamond in the rough, that is going to be flourishing in a higher interest rate environment. I always say that. Of course, a lot of our customers and the broader population will suffer if there is a recession. And of course, I say if, talking about 2008 or possibly worse as far as the comparison basis. But when it comes down to it though, as far as our quality customers and everything SoFi is trying to do to mitigate as much risk as possible, I think it's very advantageous to invest in SoFi right now. Of course, it might not necessarily be the bottom. As Anthony's even said, the market does act very irrational towards SoFi, and especially more so we do have shorts. Shorts have been really a pain in our back for the longest time. So let me know your thoughts on all of that fun stuff. So I think the stats speak for itself on why SoFi is a screaming buying opportunity. So I just want to quickly go over a couple other things, one of which is, like I mentioned, about shorts. Shorts are just annoying individuals out there. Of course, they've been making a lot of money at a lot of people's expense on SoFi, but still, right now it does look like 12.64% is the short interest for SoFi. They are, as of right now for today, increasing 148,000 shares. But when it comes down to it though, there's been a lot of articles talking about short interest and its importance in SoFi, especially more so on a comparison basis with other peers. Roughly ours is around 15 to 20% more than any other company out there on a comparison basis. So let me know your thoughts on that. Definitely is concerning, but in reality, if everything does come out to be very true and accurate for SoFi, and especially based on a lot of the expectations of investors, if everything holds out to be true, these shorts are going to be losing a ton of money. So let me know your thoughts on that. When it comes down to the technicals, I'm a very, very big fan of the technicals. Still, we are very oversold. Stochastic is at 20, so that is very, very low. RSI is currently at 38. Momentum, despite kind of the fear out in the market, you can tell a number of retail investors have started to get back in. So that's a very positive sign. I don't know if it is linked to possibly the Q3 earnings. I think a lot of people do know that the Q3 earnings are going to be amazing and very, very epic for SoFi. So maybe that's the reason. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have been buying, why? Why are you buying SoFi right now? Is it just because it's cheap, or is there some other fundamental reason? So very interested to hear on that. But on the actual technicals, we're holding very strong support. So around that $4.90 range, exactly where we are. Of course, we did break below that a couple times. And like I said about that clock being reset, technically yesterday we did close at $5. So that reset our clock. There's a lot of fear and kind of misinformation being spread out there from what I can see based on stock twits and also Twitter as well about that reverse stock split, and possibly a lot of institutions having to sell out if it is considered officially a penny stock. So it has to be 10 consecutive days below that $5 mark. So if it does land on that $5 mark exactly, this is where it does get reset. So I think right now we are in a very interesting time. We potentially could go down with broader fears, but I think our Q3 earnings and possibly the midterms might save us. In addition to tomorrow, we do have CPI, and like I said in previous videos, the estimates are going to be very positive. And right now, everything does kind of add up that it is going to be very positive data that does come out. Hopefully that'll save us. But still, let me know your thoughts on all of this fun stuff in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. By hitting the thumbs up, it does help push out a lot of the SoFi content into the broader YouTube world. So I always do greatly appreciate that. But with all that said, I appreciate you guys always watching and sticking through this. I know it does suck to be down quite a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, we do have a very good company in our midst, and I think it is still going to do a lot of good things coming in the future. So with all that, don't forget to hit that thumbs up like I already said, but with that, let's all make a lot of money on SoFi.